Dear Diary, as much as I wanted to escape this tropical paradise, I still had to find the 3 missing Zora eggs. I normally like egg hunts, but those usually involve chocolate and a revived deity, and since I saw neither on this beach, I knew it wasn't going to be a good time. I didn't start to make any actual progress until I visited the fisherman's hut. And no, it wasn't the fisherman who was helpful, he was a dingus. No, believe it or not, Diary, it was the seahorse who had the most promising lead, as he screamed, "Help me!" from his fishbowl. The fisherman noticed me eyeballing his seahorse, and he offered me a trade. I could have him, in exchange for a photo of a female pirate. Why, Diary? Why does this game force me to take unsolicited pictures of people? Why is the beach filled with perverts? Why, Diary? Why? Unlike last time, this wasn't an optional side quest. If I wanted to progress, I had to do the dirty deed. I begrudgingly went back to the pirate fortress and snapped a quick shot of an unsuspecting guard. The ick factor was there, even in 64 bits. I did it this one time, but I swear to God, if the fisherman tries to send me back with a dick pic, I'm turning off the game. Show's cancelled. Luckily, Tribal Tattoo here was satisfied with the photo I brought him, and neither the seahorse nor I caught a glimpse of his dick. We booked it out of there before he started cranking his hog. I mean, his hut was just one big open room. I'm sure the seahorse was traumatized enough already. The seahorse asked me to take him home to Pinnacle Rock, but when we got there, the ocean floor was a sandy, barren wasteland as far as the eye could see. I thought seahorses lived in coral reefs, or at least in some seagrass. Apparently not this one. In fact, he was pretty beefed up for a seahorse. You on the roids, buddy? Diary, I'm also done with trying to wrap my head around these bottle physics. So far, I've somehow only managed to stuff oversized bullshit into these tiny-ass bottles. I've finally put something in the jar that makes sense, and this motherfucker turns out to be 6 feet 10 and made out of radiation. Look at him glow. I really hope at the end of this game, I scoop the Skull Kid up into a bottle and say, I did it! The seahorse asked me to do one more favor. He wanted me to dive down into a deep, scary hole, fight off some sea snakes, and save his other seahorse friend, who is probably also the size of a skyscraper. My instant reaction was no. My second reaction was fuck no. Let me tell you a little something about sea snakes. I'd like to start this by saying, I don't mind regular snakes. I go my way, they go their way, no big deal. But sea snakes, whole different thing. First of all, they're poisonous, and super hella poisonous at that. They're one of the most venomous animals in the entire ocean. They're normally like 3 or 4 feet long, but the largest one on record was 9 feet. While they're not very aggressive, they fucking creep me out. Why are you even in the ocean? I should not be worrying about goddamn snakes while I'm at the beach. That's unacceptable. So in conclusion, sea snakes suck. I don't want to help your friend. But I had to. I looked up a walkthrough to see if there was a way around this whole sea snake business, and there wasn't. Ugh. It was even worse than I imagined. They were huge and shot out of their holes and tried to bite me, so I electrocuted every last one of them. I even managed to find the missing eggs. I also found the seahorse's friend, and neither of them could wait until I'd left before they began canoodling. Is that what you do with your friends? I didn't stick around to hear his answer. I had to get the eggs back to the aquarium. As I was leaving Pinnacle Rock, a lone Zora was floating nearby. When I talked to him, he kept dropping hints about how to get into Pinnacle Rock. I needed a gold-colored fish. A lot of help you are. I just came from there, you imbecile. And it's called a seahorse! My god, you live in the ocean! As soon as I dropped the last egg into the tank, they started to hatch. The aquarium goblin was very excited. The Zora tadpoles rose up and made musical notes with their bodies, which prompted me to play the lamest concert ever. Apparently I play at children's birthday parties now. And the goblin was like, go to her. And I was like, who? When I played Lulu the song of her children, her voice returned. Well, I guess it did anyway. I mean, her mouth was open, but she could have also been screaming at the giant turtle that came from nowhere. He seemed to be some sort of turtle Santa Claus. He saw her every moves, even though he was in deep slumber. And instead of giving presents, he gave rides to the Great Bay Temple. On the way there, we saw George Washington crossing the Delaware. But instead of defeating the British, they got sucked up into the tornado surrounding the temple. Are we just not going to talk about those people that died? Okay, I guess not. The turtle dumped me off at the temple door without another word. I guess I was on my own. Inside the main room, I found machines that whirled and hummed, and I wondered why the temple wasn't a water treatment plant. I didn't expect it to be so industrial. Honestly, this temple was super annoying. It was like constantly being inside a washing machine. The water kept pushing me around and I kept missing the correct doorway. Plus the layout was so weird, I kept getting disoriented, like I was inside an IKEA. There were some rooms that were disguised as fun, like the seesaw room, but were actually pretty terrible. Same with the grape boss. Looked delicious and nutritious, actually wanted to kill you. Eventually I found my way, and I even managed to collect all the stray fairies. After a couple of tries. When I dropped down into the boss room, I found a big old fish. A big old zebra turkey fish. I actually kind of scoffed at him a little bit, but he immediately knocked me into the water and tried to eat me. Okay, I'm sufficiently scared now. In fact, I'm kind of in a blind panic to get back to the platform. After what I can only describe as a nerve-wracking battle, I defeated Yorg and was once again taken to the mystical, cloudy place. Did I mention this place was terrifying? Back in Zora Hall, it was finally time to remaster my mixtape. The band was back together, Lulu had her voice back, and we killed it at rehearsal. Everything was hunky-dory. Well, except for the fact that Macau, the Zora I'm impersonating, was actually dead, and all his friends thought he was totally safe and sound. Whoops. Oh well, they'll figure it out one day. Until next time, Diary, your friend, Brittany Saturn.